Hello and good day. It's the Victor Wilt Show. Morning. It's Wednesday. Cold as crap. I think pretty much everywhere. I saw snow in Florida, snow in Louisiana. Yeah, I guess I can't complain too much. No, sure I can. It's cold. Like I said, 3 on the way here. And that's just according to my truck. And it tends to report the weather on the warmer side of things. According to weather.com, -3 in Idaho Falls right now. So, guessing similar weather in Rexburg and maybe a tiny bit warmer in Pocatello. And I mean, heck, at the moment, even in Vegas, it's below freezing. 29 degrees right now. Yeah, it sucks everywhere. I mean, I think the southern part of the U.S. is basically shut down. They don't know what to do when you get snow. Holy cow. I think just about the only warm places I see on the map are, southern Texas and Phoenix, California. That's about it. Everywhere else, frigid. Oh, look at you, Boise, with a high of 32 and sunny. Congratulations. Whew. Chilly. Anyway, morning. Once again, and welcome to the show today. What was I going to dig into here? Oh, I need to get my show from yesterday up on demand. I thought I'd accidentally deleted it because yesterday during the 9 o'clock hour, I get this frantic call from Jade. Help me! Hey, help! You gotta come and help me! You gotta come save us! So I just had to leave. Just up in the middle of the show, out of here. You may have seen Jade's photo online. Since he posted a photo of it, I can tell you what happened. He and Tyler, Tyler's been on the show, I think, one time. Anyways, kind of Jade's assistant in certain ways in the engineering and IT realm. They were headed up to the transmitter because, as you might recall from yesterday morning, we were not on air. Only available through the app or on the website online. So they're headed to the transmitter out in the middle of nowhere, and the tire falls off the truck they're driving. So I had to cruise out. Yeah. A ways, a number of miles. I don't know exactly how far out of town, and assist them with getting the trailer hooked up to the truck I was driving, swapping vehicles, wait for the tow guy to come, cruise back with the tow guy. Ate up a lot of my time, and the show yesterday was terrible anyway, so it wasn't like I was very excited to put it online, but I will today. At some point this morning. I do still have it, but it was kind of a short one. So, yeah, I need to get that done and play catch up on all the other things that got behind because I was out saving Jade. But he got us back on air. He made it up the mountain, and you're listening to us now. Good job, Jade. Way to do your job, as Jade would say. So, good to be back on air. As far as I know, normal morning as far as things working around here. So, positive start to the program. Now, the only thing that I've got to worry about is that hopefully there is some content different than what was going on yesterday. Because yesterday, I will call it a crap show. The entire internet. And I did my best to stay out of it. There were only a few times I had to chime in on a few friends' posts with some thoughts. Better to get it out of my system on there than finally snap and have some things to say here because people go, oh, a differing opinion. I don't want to hear it. If I got to hear differing opinions, I think everybody should at some point. And hearing differing opinions is good for you. All right? Getting exposed to different information, different ways of thinking is good for you. Okay? It's not a bad thing to get exposed to a different perspective. I don't know why people are so afraid of that. No, I don't want to perhaps be questioned. Anyway, so we'll do some digging. We'll see what we can find, but I have a feeling today's show's gonna be better than yesterday. I really hope so, anyhow. And so far, yesterday I was feeling a little bit off. I still feel a little bit off, but if I was battling a sickness, I think so far on the winning side. Hopefully it continues that way. Hopefully just allergies and aggravated by the extreme cold. All right, I'm going to get digging for some content here. If you want to get a hold of me, 208-535-1015. Appreciate you tuning in. We're, again, going to have some fun today. I'll do everything in my power to make it fun. Yo, this is the Victor Wilt Show. Welcome and a very happy Wednesday to you. All right, digging into content online. How about financial myths that people still believe that are actually hurting them in today's economy, according to users of the internet? I am no financial advisor, all right? I'm reading crap to you from the internet. I am not attempting to be Dave Ramsey, the biggest stick in the mud that I know of when it comes to people talking about dough. No, I'm interested to see what we've got here. Financial myths? Should be interesting. You know how Reddit answers questions sometimes. Well, let's see. The current top answer, not investing back into yourself. Investing doesn't always have to be some major cash return. It could be education, making your life easier so you have more time and energy, or simply relaxing. I know a lot of people that played the frugal game and are just now getting out in their 70s. Yeah, you got to have a little bit of a good time as you're making your way through life. I mean, what if you save all your dough for retirement, but all of a sudden you just keel over? It happens to people, Again, I am no financial advisor. You should not take financial advice from me or people on the internet. But I don't know. I'm wondering if we're going to see anything interesting in here. So far, I wouldn't call that a financial myth at all. How about turning down raises because it means a giant jump in my taxes? I guarantee that the take-home's going to be more than the taxes. Take the raise. Why on earth would anybody turn down a raise? There's got to be some kind of situation. Like maybe you're required to do more work and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, take the raise. Take every cent you can get, because times are tough, especially around here. As we know, in East Idaho, cost of living through the roof, wages, garbage. All right, let's see what else we have here. Dollar stores are generally a worse food value based on size/quantity. Sure, it's $1, but the $2.25 box at the regular grocery store has 500% more food by weight, therefore is a much better value. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I don't remember what item I was purchasing. Oh, it was batteries. All right. You look at packages of batteries. If you want to buy, 20 AA's, the price per battery is insanely better than buying a 4-pack, right? That's how it generally works with bulk items, as we all know. Well, what's funny is that, the people who need to save the dough are paying the most for pretty much everything because they can't afford to buy the 20-pack. So they buy the 4-pack to get by every time they need batteries. Anyway, you get where I'm going with this. The way that bulk purchasing works, it tends to benefit people who have a lot more money, more than the people who could probably use the help. It's kind of unfortunate. So always read the tags when you're at the grocery store. Like at Winco, for example, it'll tell you, how much per ounce or how much per quantity, each of these items is. And sometimes, you're going to get a better deal buying the smaller item. Sometimes the larger one, does not reflect the savings you would expect it to by buying in bulk. So I guess sometimes you just got to sit there and read a little bit or maybe do a little bit of math. But, okay, anyway, what else do we have here? People not realizing that a tax return is their money to begin with, and they should have their deductions set to break even or over a little. A lot of people still think it's some kind of stimulus. Yeah, I think that's just because, a lot of people, when they set up their W-2s, they just put 0 and blah, 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 and you end up getting a little bit of money back at the end of the year. Always make sure to check your stuff. I got hit real bad by taxes last year simply because my marital status had changed. And I was not, now that I'm listed as single, was not getting enough money taken out. I got hit with a fat tax bill, and there was nothing I could do about it because it's just how it worked out. Changing that status halfway through a year. All I can hope for this year is that I started taking enough extra out of my checks last year that I don't have to pay in even more, because I'm still working on paying off the government. Ugh! And boy, do they charge you interest. Crazy interest if you have to set up a payment plan. Back to, if you have a lot of money, it benefits you more. Yeah, if I had just paid it all off at once, no interest. But somebody who can't afford to do that, they stick you with a bunch of fees. Things really are designed to, benefit wealthier folks, And congratulations, good for you to make the big bucks, but just talking reality here. Let's see, just save money. No, you need to do more. Most savings are not beating inflation. Oh, interesting. As a result, your money is shrinking by doing that. One of the most insidious ways our money is effectively being stolen is just by having inflation make it worthless by the time you'll go to use it. All right, again, I am not a financial advisor. These are things I'm reading off of the internet. Thoughts from internet users. So they're saying, put it in an index fund that automatically reinvests. These are automatic funds that follow a set algorithm of stocks and index and do not have a human element in the decision making. They regularly outperform professionals. There's something to look into. I want to again point out, I'm not a financial advisor, and don't ever take financial advice from me. I'm just reading stuff online. Okay, anyway. So far on this show, we're doing good with, for the most part, avoiding any kind of the content that is infesting my social media. Oh, it's just grody. Anyway, we'll see what we can dig up throughout the rest of the show, but I'm happy to report I am still feeling a little bit better than yesterday. I really hope you are as well. Hope you're having a good day. Hope it is a nice, quick work day, and hopefully we have a lot of fun on this show. So thanks for hanging out with me. I was reading through a list of unbelievable historical events. I thought they were kind of interesting. So, time to share them with you. All right. America's capture of Guam in the Spanish-American War was, according to this user, pure comedy. The USS Charleston, one of the first steel-hulled cruisers ever built by the U.S., arrived at Guam and fired a warning shot over the Spanish fort. The Spanish garrison had not yet gotten word that there was a war happening, so they thought the Charleston had fired a salute, a very respectful gesture, and they wanted to return the salute, but the fort did not have any gunpowder. So they sent a small delegation out to the USS Charleston so they could apologize for being unable to return the salute. And the captain was like, hey, well, thank you for this information. I'm glad to know you don't have any gunpowder. I'd be happy to accept your surrender right now. And the surrender was formalized the following day with, No battle whatsoever. Hey! Yeah, we don't have any weapons here. Good to see you guys. Great. That's pretty funny. If only all wars could end so easily and death-free, right? Well, at this next topic, there was certainly lots of death, but not for one man. Japanese man named Tsutomu Yamaguchi. He was on his way to work in Hiroshima in 1945. You could probably guess what's going on here. He saw falling through the sky 2 miles from where he stood what ultimately turned out to be the atomic bomb, and he just had barely enough time to jump into a ditch as the bomb detonated, and he survived. And I guess somehow the Hiroshima train station was still operational. So, this guy, he's kind of messed up, survived a nuclear bomb, decides, all right, I'm going to go and stay with my family. I got to get out of here. I'm headed to Nagasaki, which, if you know your history, 3 days later, while this guy was called into work to explain what he saw, the bomb dropped on Nagasaki. So, thankfully this time, the reinforced concrete walls around him saved him. And his family was also saved as well. They happened to be out shopping, looking for burn ointment for this guy from the first bomb, and so they survived. Now, so this guy got bombed twice, still lived till 93 years of age. Pretty crazy. All right, what else do we have here? A poodle falling from a balcony killed 3 people. So the first death on impact, it fell on a woman's head. Second person when they tried to cross the street without looking to help and got hit by a bus. People do get hit by a bus sometimes. And then a third person died of a heart attack after witnessing all this. Yeah, that could probably happen. Jeez. Man, could we just have threads like this pop up every day? I don't know. I know that I'm not going to Facebook for content today. I might take a glimpse, see if everybody has settled down a little bit, but yeah, I might keep reading through this, and if there's any other fun, interesting historical factoids, we'll share them with you here in a few. I think we're going to continue with unbelievable historical events, because these are, so far, pretty unbelievable, and it's, for the most part, a positive topic. I mean, talking about dropping atomic bombs is not really positive, but it was a story about a man who lived through both atomic bomb blasts. Come on. All right, let's talk about the Pilgrims landing where and when they did to set up equipment to make beer. So they pull over. All right, guys, we've been on this boat too long. We need some beer. So they start setting up, and then, out of the forest walks a Native American who says in English, "Greetings, Englishmen. Do you have any beer?" And apparently they were supposed to be settling a little closer to the Jamestown colony in modern-day Virginia, but they stopped way further north. The immediate area was devoid of tribes or settlements, likely due to a devastating plague. But this guy, Samoset, recently arrived back to his homeland after being enslaved by the English for many years, just happens to pop up, and, well, they were making beer, so I guess it worked out good for everybody. I don't know where the story went from there, based on the time frame. It could have went bad, but that was all that was posted as a response here. Let's talk about the Great Molasses Flood. Oh, I bet Peaches is messaging me right now to tell me that 9 Inch Nails is coming to Salt Lake. Yes, Peaches. Josh beat you to the punch. We did mention 9 Inch Nails hitting up the Maverick Center in Salt Lake in August. Fantastic. What was that date again? August 14th. Very cool. All right, let's talk about the Great Molasses Flood. January 15th, 1919. Oh, if this was a week ago, we could have done This Day in History, a radio staple. Okay, a 50-foot tall molasses tank in Boston's North End burst, releasing 2.3 million gallons of molasses in a 25-foot wave. It was traveling at about 35 miles per hour, destroyed buildings, damaged cars, killed 21 people, injured about 150. Can you imagine drowning in molasses? I mean, drowning's going to be awful, no matter what. It's going to be terrible. I mean, it's a sweeter way to go. Yeah, it took like 4 days of efforts to rescue people who were struggling in quicksand-like conditions. Oh, crazy. I mean, that was like just over 100 years ago. All right, Genghis Khan. I said this was going to stay positive, but, you know, a giant wave of molasses killing a bunch of people. That is unbelievable. I guess you can't rely on unbelievable historical stories to be positive. Like this next one, which I talked about this person when they had the exhibit at the Museum of Idaho about Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan has been attributed to 40 million deaths. 40 million people. So many that farms reverted to forest. In such a large amount, there was a slight global increase in the oxygen levels. This can be detected in glacial ice of sufficient age and helps in dating. You can find like pollen in the ice and extrapolate. Anyway, yeah, you can figure out, that's what happened. 40 million. 40 million. And what's crazy to me is, I mean, if you go to, holy cow, Mongolia, I mean, Genghis Khan is like the biggest hero of the country. I don't know. That's really weird to me. Yes, he changed the world, but 40 million people. It's nuts. Let's see. What else do we have here? I don't want to get into that topic. Now it's just getting unpleasant. Dang it! Okay, I guess we could end with, over the years, pigs, rats, woodworms, and a donkey have all been put on trial for various crimes in France. There you go. Unbelievable history. They also put a monkey on trial as it was suspected of being a French spy in the UK. Then they found the monkey guilty, and, well, you can guess what happened. I was trying to end it positive. We'll find something else to talk about. Can you identify a video game by one quote? I'm going to test my gamer skills right now. Gamer skills has been a hot topic in the news recently. I'll avoid getting into that for now. I think I already talked about it. Yeah, it was last week that I talked about it, but it became official in the last couple days. Okay, anyway, let's talk about quotes from a video game, and we'll see if we can recognize what game it is by one quote. Oh, the first one's easy. Wasted. Everybody knows that, right? Yeah, that would be Grand Theft Auto. Piece of cake. I'm sure that quickly I'm going to be able to, or unable to, distinguish what these games are, however. All right, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Yeah, I know that one too. And that would be the original Legend of Zelda on the NES. All right, so far, 2 for 2 on my gaming skills here of recognizing quotes. All right. Objection. All caps with an exclamation, objection. That's not ringing a bell to me. It's not standing out. All right, let's read the replies, find out what game it is. Now, come on. People don't say what the game is. What is it? It's going to make me crazy. What is it? All right, hold on. Time to Google it up. Objection! Video game. Let's see here. I mean, there's a video game called Objection. Is that what it is? It couldn't be, right? Here, let's see. Objection meme. Okay, maybe this is what it's from. Is this actually the video game Objection? I don't know. Some of you kids in your games you play, you and your Roblox. Sorry, I was trying to sound really old. Let's see here. I failed that one. I have no idea what game it was. You're Finally Awake. That sounds like another Zelda game. Is that Ocarina of Time? I would assume it's got to be Ocarina of Time, right? Hadouken? That's Street Fighter 2. You have died of dysentery. Oregon Trail. Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. Is that Donkey Kong Country? I don't know. Kind of weird doing trivia on yourself. Again, I'm trying to avoid all of the unpleasant content of the world, so this is how dumb we get sometimes. And I was just a minute ago commenting on a radio post going, you guys don't need radio prep. Come on, you can find this content on your own. This is why all radio shows sound the same. Stop using the radio prep. And here I am quizzing myself on air. All right, what else do we got here? It hurt itself in confusion. I don't know what that is. The cake is a lie. Don't know. War. War never changes. All right, we got somebody calling. All right, K-Bear, please turn your radio down. And
Yes, sir.
You're live on the show. Keep that in mind. Who's this?
Yep. It's Jeremy.
Jeremy, what's up, dude?
Do a barrel roll. Hot Wheels Turbo Racing.
Hot Wheels Turbo Racing? That's what it is?
Yeah.
All
you
right.
do a barrel roll when you jump the car off of one of the ramps.
Okay. I don't know if I ever played that game. I assumed it was Donkey Kong Country, but I don't remember that specific phrase. And it could have been like, some kind of a flying or racing game or whatever. So, all right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Jeremy.
Do a barrel roll, do backflips, it'll tell you all sorts of different ones.
All right. I mean, even Grand Theft Auto, you could do a barrel roll. So, yeah, it's kind of a tricky one. So, all right. Well, appreciate it, Jeremy.
There's my insight on that one.
Right on, man. Hope you have a good one today, and good to hear from you.
So far, so good. We're ahead of schedule.
All right. Good. Peace out, man.
Talk to you later. Peace.
See ya. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Who's this?
Hey, it's Peaches.
Peaches. All right. You got some answers for some of these that I don't know?
Yeah, you proved your age with the whole Skyrim one, which says, hey, you're finally awake. That's the very beginning part of the game right there. And then...
That's right. That is because you wake up in the back of the wagon. But I thought I thought at the beginning of Ocarina of Time, she's like, Link,
Maybe
you're finally awake.
That's before my time, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time opening quote.
And War Never Changes is from Fallout 4.
Oh, okay. And that's a game that I've started many times, and then
It's a great game.
I always seem to stop playing it for like a month, and then I can't remember where I was at, start over, and it's just a vicious cycle. So
I think you would love Fallout New Vegas even more.
now I do need to give that a whirl. I have it on PC, but yeah, I think you're right about that being more. That's a Skyrim quote. You're right. So
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the objection one's from because I heard your little part about that, and I've been trying. I didn't even want to look it up because I'm trying to think about it myself or think of the answer myself because I swear I've heard that before.
yeah, if anybody listening knows, because it was a very popular response. Like a lot of people knew what it was, and I don't know, just all caps objection with an exclamation point. It did not stand out to me. So
Please tell me in that reply in those replies there's I've got a plan, Arthur.
I haven't scrolled too far, but if there is not, I've got a plan, Arthur, or even just simply, I've got a plan, then somebody dropped the ball. I'll have to make that response.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, I just wanted to hop in and tell you that those answers there.
All right, thanks, Peaches. I'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Peace. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Keep that in mind. Who's this?
This is Eli.
Eli, what you got to, fill me in?
So you said the one that cake is alive?
Yeah.
Super Mario RPG.
Super Mario RPG. Okay, I have not played that since it was a new game on. Was that Super Nintendo? I think it was.
That's where it's at. Yeah,
Yeah, it's been just way too long, so that one did not stand out to me. So, all right, man, cool.
Hey, man, have a good day.
Hey, you too. Peace.
Bye.
K-Bear, you're live on the show. Who's this?
Hey, I'm Max.
Max, what's up?
Yeah, objection is from the Ace Attorney franchise.
The Ace Attorneys franchise? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I searched for, there it is, Ace Attorney Objection Maker. You can select your character, submit your objection. It appeared to be some kind of like an anime game that, I assumed I was just outside of the demographics, a little bit too old for. I've never seen this.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right, we figured out objection. So really appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Hey, hope
Have
you
a good one.
You too. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, bye.
Peace. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Keep that in mind. Who's this?
Hey, this is Jeff.
Jeff, what's up?
Hey, do a barrel rolls off Star Fox.
Oh, dude, you've got to be right. You've got to be right.
Because when you're doing the training or whatever, the guy says, do a barrel roll.
Yes.
So
I've
that's Star Fox.
Star Fox, one of those games that made me want to smash my Super Nintendo controllers. But do a barrel roll. I think you're 100% correct.
I just got my daughter that's 7 to play it on my Game Boy Advance, and she hated it. So
yeah, it's extremely difficult and aggravating.
Yeah, so it's off that.
All right, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Bye. Yeah,
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, and I think that's the one that people would be referring to, because that's a very legendary Star Fox quote. Though do a barrel roll, I would imagine, could be in a variety of games here. Let's continue reading through some of these. Good to hear you people calling. The phones are working. We're on air. It's been a rough few weeks around here. Man. Good riddance to January. I mean, geez, January has seriously sucked. I don't know, but I hope it hasn't for you, but for me, January has been terrible. I am ready for February. Tell you what, the last week of January, it's going to be okay, right? Let's see here. Hey, listen. That sounds kind of Zelda-ish to me, too. You got the annoying little fairy waking you up. Hey, listen. Is that right? I don't know. What do we got in the comments here? No, I don't think I'm right. I don't think I'm right because they're mentioning someone named Deckard. Deckard Kane prank calls for life. I hope I'm not saying something that is something vile. Our princess is in another castle. Easy. That's easy. Mario. You must construct additional pylons. I don't know what that one is. Is that, one of the Sin games? Something like that? Roller Coaster Tycoon, maybe? You must construct additional pylons. I don't know. I'm guessing a sim game. We'll paraphrase this one, and I know this one. Aw, crap. Here we go again. Just barely replayed through that game. If somebody's trying to call me, I don't know why it popped up on the other phone, but hang up and call back 208-535-1015. We're getting a call on the phone that should not be ringing. That's what I get for saying the phones are working. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Who's this?
Hey, it's Eli again.
Eli, what's up?
Construct additional pylons in StarCraft.
StarCraft. Okay, I haven't played that game. My brother was really into it, but I haven't played it. So, all right, cool. StarCraft. Appreciate it, Eli. Peace. So yeah, aw crap, here we go again. GTA San Andreas. Fantastic game, by the way. They recently did an update to the GTA Definitive Trilogy and fixed like pretty much all the problems that it had at release. Playing through San Andreas was fantastic. Worth buying the Definitive Edition. All right, let's see here. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Keep that in mind. Who's this?
Hey, is this Victor?
This is Victor. What's up?
Hey, Victor, this is Emmett.
Emmett,
what's
the
happening?
The
cake is alive. That's Portal.
The cake is alive is Portal?
Yeah, the Portal game series.
See, and I haven't played those. We had another guy call and say it was Mario RPG. Do you think perhaps Portal could do an homage to Mario RPG?
Maybe.
I don't remember it from Mario RPG, but Portal's on my list of PC games that I like. Fallout New Vegas but have not yet dug into, even though it's supposed to be, Portal 1 and 2, both really, really good games.
Yeah, classic games. Love them both.
Right on. Man, I really need to get back to playing games on my PC one of these days.
Yeah, without a doubt. The cake is alive. That's what the robot tells you. It's like, oh, at the end of this, we'll all get cake, and then the cake is alive.
All right. Cool, man. Well, appreciate the info and you listening, and I hope you have an awesome week.
Yeah, thanks, Victor.
Hey, thanks, man. Peace.
Yep, bye.
All right. We got all kinds of people calling. This is great. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Keep that in mind. Who's this?
This is Jay.
Jay, what's up?
Do a barrel roll. That is Star Fox 64. The Colonel Rabbit or Sergeant Rabbit tells it to you to do maneuvers.
Yes. Yeah, we had one guy call a minute ago who mentioned Star Fox, and I was like, yeah, gotta be Star Fox for sure.
Oh, gotcha. I missed that one.
So, all good, man. All good. But,
all right, thank you.
Hey, appreciate you calling, man. Hope you have a great day.
Yep, thanks.
Peace. All right, these are kind of fun. And now we're getting into ones that I don't know, like Leviathan-class life forms detected in this area. No clue what that game would be. How about Would You Kindly? I have no idea what that is. Rise and Shine, Mr. Freeman. Not ringing a bell. Okay, I used to be an adventurer like you. That sounds kind of familiar. Anyway, I better dig up some freak news. We got freak news coming up, so maybe we'll get back to these in a bit. These could be good for giveaways, radio trivia, where we're like, all right, what game are we alluding to here? Kind of like it. All right, want to thank Josh Tyler for stopping by with a little bit of freak news for us crazy cat people. He was scrolling TikTok and this item popped up at Lawo Home, Lawo home.com. This is a 6.5-foot dinosaur cat tree. Regularly $175. Right now, $69.99. As if I don't have enough stupid stuff for my cats in my house. I saw one cat tree pop up the other day that I really wanted to get. I think it was, recommended on Facebook or Instagram, or, one of these dumpster fires that I just can't stop looking at. And it looked like a, cartoonish real tree, and it had all these green branches and stuff. It was really cool looking, but it was like $1,000. $70 dinosaur. This thing's got to be trash, right? It's got to it looks like if my cat jumped on it, it might fall over. Like the cat tree I have, I've got it bolted into the wall because it's about 7.5 feet tall. There's just enough room for the cats to get on top of it and not smash into the ceiling. This thing has good ratings. I don't know. It's showing cats jumping all over. That looks like a kitten. This looks like something that my cats would, knock over, break stuff. All right. Well, I guess I'll hold off for now. I'm not even going to read the reviews. All right. Speaking of spending money, people are failing to spend money on champagne. And I guess, CNN was like, why aren't you people buying champagne? And the response was, well, we don't really feel like celebrating. Good point. Yeah, good point. Total number of champagne shipments from France sank 10% last year. Oh, they only sold 271 million bottles. All right, I think people are still drinking champagne. New Year's happens every year. It does. Okay, what else do we have here? Should you warm your car up before driving on frigid winter days? Now, we see these every winter, articles explaining that, it could be bad for your vehicle if you let it warm up. It's not the 1950s anymore. You're not going to stall out if you don't warm up your vehicle. They've been changed in design. Okay, yesterday, Jade calls me a little after 9 o'clock during the show and was like, help me, you gotta come save me, please help me. And so I had to get in the truck, and then I had to sit there for a few, because the inside of the windshield was completely covered in ice. And I did my best to scrape it off, but, windshield scrapers are shaped to be used on the outside of the windshield. So essentially I had to clear it, good enough that it was safe to drive. And then it about cleared up by the time I got many miles out of town and, was able to pick Jade up. About the time I got to him, truck had warmed up. It sucks driving when your vehicle is freezing cold. And if it's been outside all night and your windshield's covered in frost, you can't just go. All right? You can't just get up and go. I had to ensure, per information that I have received on traffic school, powered by the Advocates Friday mornings with Lieutenant Crane, you have to clear your windshield before driving. And it could potentially be impossible without the vehicle warming up a little bit. And also, when you're freezing, when it's 1, when it's -5, and you just jump in, I don't know. To me, I'm about that comfort, all right? Don't like driving in a freezing vehicle, so I guess I'll let it, do a little damage on a cold day. Most of the time, I do just get up and go when it comes to going to work, but I'm, fortunate that I have a garage, something a lot of people don't. Don't let somebody fault you because you have to park outside and you decide to warm your vehicle up. You don't need to do that, Yeah, you probably do if you can't see. All right. We'll do more dumb news throughout the program because that's what we do here. Freak News, weekday mornings, little before 8. And I'll be back in a minute. Aight. So last week, after I got my cat back, I got a call from Lou Brutus, just to catch up. He was, happy to hear that Lucy came back. Lucy, one of Lou's little pet friends. And he got to telling me about what he was going to be up to this past weekend, which was flying overseas to hang out with Avatar while they work on their new album. Lou gets to have all the fun, doesn't he? If there is any guy in radio that I am jealous of, it is Lou Brutus. I mean, I can think of any other host out there. Okay, maybe Howard Stern, because he makes $100 million a year. $100 million a year sounds pretty good. But nobody has the kind of fun that Lou Brutus has. He's so lucky. But it's fun to be, like a fly on the wall or, live vicariously through Lou. So he was telling me about all the plans. They're going to be going here and there. And if you want to catch up on his full recap, he made a post about his travel woes on Facebook. I think it was yesterday. It's a long post, but, it was a fun read. And Lou is a very patient guy. I've hung out with Lou a lot of times. Not trying to brag, okay? It's just, it's happened. Speaking of which, I need to get back to him, find out if he's going to Vegas the end of next month. I'm getting just hammered with messages from people who want me to come hang out with them in Vegas. But I think I'd have to, do it on my own time, use my PTO, and it's like, oh, come on. It's still sort of work. It is work. But I really want to see my radio homies. It's been years and years since I've seen some of these guys. Anyway, back to Lou. You should read his post, because as I was reading through this, I'm like, man, if that was me, I'd be losing my mind. I'd be so frustrated, because I don't do well with air travel, just because of the aggravations. It's not like I'm scared. I like flying because it's a great opportunity to just sit there and read a good book. The flight itself doesn't bother me. It's the security at the airport and all of that kind of stuff. And Lou had some aggravating moments. So if you haven't caught up on that, check out his post or just listen to Hard Drive XL every weeknight, 7 to midnight, Saturdays, 8 to 10 p.m. before Jenk Show. I'm sure he's talking all about his adventures with Avatar. Again, Lou gets to have all the fun. Doing these big tours where he goes and hits 5 shows in 5 days with 5 radio stations. And well-deserved, because Lou, he's one of the best people in radio. I'm very grateful that I got to meet him. He was like one of the very first outside of East Idaho radio people I met and just kind of took me under his wing, and we've been good friends ever since. I wish he needed to hire an assistant. Lou, come on. I know you don't need the help, but justify it somehow. All right? Victor Wilt, assistant to the stars. Radio stars. Probably not happening anytime soon. You're still stuck with me for the moment. East Idaho. Jade, note, the button is still not working. There you go. What up, everybody? I was just talking to the person who fixed our transmitter issues yesterday, Jade Davis. It was about 9 a.m. that I got called by him to help, man, come save us. Leave the morning show, put in sweepers. You gotta get out here. Tire had fallen off the truck. So they're trying to get up to the transmitter. They got a razor so they can make it up to the top of the mountain. So I had to get out there, swap trailers, wait for the tow guy to show up and bring me back along with the truck missing a wheel. And Jade said, right when he got up there, for no reason whatsoever, things just started working again. He didn't even need to go. Now, there were other things he needed to do up there anyway, but I would have been so furious. It was so cold yesterday. And to be stuck in a razor, not an enclosed razor with, doors and windows and a roof. I mean, this thing, it's open top. Sure, the engine, when it warms up, puts out a little bit of heat. Anybody who's been in a razor in the summer knows how, some of them can be kind of unpleasant heat-wise to cruise around in. Not warm enough for this kind of weather we've been having, so got to give a shout-out to Jade, putting in the hard work to get up on the mountain, deal with these problems. And he said it was like 30 below wind chill up on top of the mountain. That would suck. I was whining about having to be in and out of a vehicle yesterday and spend some time outside. Just some. I didn't have to go to the top of a mountain. So, everybody, let's give Jade and Tyler a round of applause for their hard work. Because, man, you got a guy like me. If part of the job suddenly becomes, take a razor up to the top of the mountain in 30 below wind chill, Victor Wilt might be a quitter at that point. So good job, Jade. Good job, buddy. We're back on air. The phones are working. Hopefully, an uneventful day. That's what I'm hoping on this program. All right. Have you recently wanted to have a delicious snack? I've been eating way too many snacks for about the last year. Never too late to set that New Year's resolution. I need to trim it down a bit. But snacks are so good. I was just scrolling Facebook yesterday, and I saw East Idaho News. Every Tuesday they do this. It's called Tasty Tuesday. It's under features on their website. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Ooh, I hate how that throws you off. Jeez. Okay, anyway. Every Tuesday they post these delicious looking items. And then I get all hungry and I'm like, maybe I should make delicious melt in your mouth mini Boston cream pies. Or how about soft, buttery, creamy cookie butter sandwich cookies? Yeah, just what I need. That Biscoff ice cream bar, enough of a problem for me. I can't even look at them. If I see them in the grocery store, it's almost impossible to not buy them. So why not just make soft, buttery, creamy cookie butter sandwich cookies at home and put them in your own ice cream? Oh! Anyway, they always post these delicious looking recipes. And I think it's ultimately a good thing because people need to have an enjoyable treat from time to time. And it's not always just like, sweet treats. They had a crock pot lasagna on there the other day, and I'm about convenience. Crock pot meals, I dig it. Put the food in. Just let it do its thing. Oh no, I just saw creamy, tangy, cold crab dip. Crab meat is so good. Okay, anyway. Are you hungry? Looking for something to whip up? Go check out Tasty Tuesday under features at eastidahonews.com. I think East Idaho News should have to cook all of these things and bring them down to this end of the building for us to sample. That's what I think. I was just checking out a post online about boomers complaining about kids getting school canceled when it's cold outside. I've seen these kind of posts before. Back in my day, we went uphill both ways, bro, in a blizzard, and my hair froze and it broke into pieces, Hey, just because it sucked back in the day doesn't mean it needs to suck for our kids, all right? You're just jealous, all right? Let the kids have a day off. I know it can be, kind of frustrating at times. You got to figure out like a babysitter or things like that, but that's part of being a parent, all right? That's part of parenting. There are going to be times when you've got to figure out how you're going to be able to make sure the kids are taken care of, and it might be inconvenient. Parenting is not easy. So somebody else chimed in and was like, well, if you're going to cancel school when it's really cold, what about when it's over 100 degrees out? Sure, I'm down for that. If you got kids that have to walk to and from school, stand out in the blazing sun in 110 degree weather at the bus stop, sure, cancel school. I don't know what you're supposed to do in a place like Phoenix where it's, 110 for a couple months. Got to figure out something, a bus stop shelter or something. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I will say I'm fine with it. Man, I've been thinking about Phoenix weather a lot recently because my daughter is visiting from Phoenix right now. And it's so funny. When she was going to move to Phoenix, I'm like, all right, I'll see you in a month or two. you're not going to be able to survive there, because she always hated the heat. Like, she couldn't stand it. It just kind of brutalized her. I'm like, so if you can't handle our summers, what are you going to do in Phoenix? Well, after talking to enough people who have lived in Phoenix, it's like us right now. You just don't go outside. That is the Phoenix winter. Summertime. And, we're recently have had some people tell me, well, if you don't like Idaho, you should get out. Like, well, okay. I'm not a big fan of the snow. Getting out might not be too shabby. Which would be worse? A winter where it's 110 or a winter where it's, 0? Because I've been to Phoenix and I've been to Vegas during the times of year when it is, 110 plus during the day. And you really treat it the exact same way that you do this time of year here in East Idaho. Like, instead of the heat, you're cranking up the AC in your vehicle, and you get from your vehicle into whatever building you need to go into or your home as quickly as possible. And then you don't go back out there. But you don't have to deal with the snow. If it's extremely hot outside, you don't have to go scrape the sun off of the sidewalk in the heat. I was out with the snowblower a couple days ago when it was like 5, and it sucked. It sucked. So I think as I get older, I would rather have to deal with running through the heat than running through the cold, and also dealing with having to travel slower, increased accidents because people don't know how to drive on the ice. And by the way, stop telling people, if you don't like it, you should get out, because it's so annoying. So annoying, okay? It always happens when I, will poke at some kind of a politician or something, and then people go, well, that's what Idaho is. It's like, no, I was born and raised here. Those are just people, okay? People do not represent everything that is this state, okay? If you poke at a politician, you're not saying, Idaho sucks. You're saying that person and what they're doing sucks. Right, Peaches?
That's exactly right.
You want to chime in on this one?
No, there was something you brought up about the whole, would you rather deal with the snow or the heat? And I remember last year, you specifically were helping out somewhere in Pocatello, and you almost passed out because of the heat.
Yeah.
And you said you preferred the heat over the snow.
Well, here's the thing. I was doing yard work in 100-plus weather.
You're doing, yard work, very similar to snow shoveling. Yeah,
but in Phoenix, in places that are smart, that have that kind of, or, Vegas, for example, people don't have a lawn. Okay, you don't
it's a
mow
desert.
Exactly. You don't mow the lawn. You don't have to get out and do yard work every week.
This is just reminding me of the Sam Kinison bit about living in the desert, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, just recently where I've had some people tell me, you don't like it, you should get out.
No, who said that too? No, not specifically names.
Some guy said I constantly talk trash on Idaho, which is so weird. Yeah.
Did they have your phone number?
I don't know if they have. Probably not.
Then they don't mean anything. There you go.
But I just found it funny because I'm like, when have I trashed Idaho? Trashing politics is not trashing Idaho. That's trashing the people who win elections.
You want somebody to trash Idaho, I'll come in here and start
Peaches
listing things off, make some people mad, rile them up.
No, I think that people like me who, are not as represented by state government should let people know they're not alone. We're all different in this state.
Most definitely.
All it takes is looking at voter registration. I looked at it recently out of curiosity. What is everybody registered as? Because you would think, based on people saying, this is Idaho and how it is, that it would be, 90% Republican and then, everything else. But voter registration, it's 45% Republican. It was like 30 some odd percent unaffiliated. People like me who don't pick a side because both sides aggravate me plenty. And then you had like 15% Democrat or something like that. It just goes to show everybody's very different. One party does not represent everyone in this state just because they win elections. And just because someone disagrees with you on politics doesn't mean they need to leave, okay? Most of these people who say you need to get out probably didn't live here as long as me.
That's what I was thinking, too. you know, you've been born and raised here for 42 years now.
Exactly. I represent Idaho just as much as anybody else.
And you grew up just like everybody else in Pocatello, too.
That's right.
You know, working class. It wasn't like a rich family or anything.
No, I lived on ramen for a long time.
Right. You've struggled through a lot.
I worked to get where I am.
Definitely.
I've had trials and tribulations. My family's I'm not even, like a one generation Idaho guy. Lots of my family's been here for, many generations. So whether or not you like what I might have to say on social media sometimes, I represent Idaho just as much as you. Definitely. And that might make people crazy, but it's true. It's just like in California. Tons of Republicans. The Democrats don't represent California.
The Orange County area is full of right-wing people.
California, just because one party wins the elections doesn't mean they represent the entire state. Right. Go to Eastern California.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very much like Idaho.
You want to talk about all walks of life, go to California.
Yeah, exactly. And, the people always say, why don't you move to California? And all these people are leaving California, which we talked about recently. California gained population last year.
Like 300,000 people?
Quite a few people.
Yeah.
They did not lose people last year. More people moved there.
If you could afford it, would you move there?
Yeah, because I like the better weather.
See?
But I'd have to find the right spot where there's not a lot of people because I don't like traffic. So that's
Bakersfield.
That's tricky. That's tricky. But it's always funny when I see people like, California, the dump. It's the second most populated state, right, in the country? Second most populated?
Not the first?
It might even be the first.
I thought there was like 30 million people that live in California.
I know it's either number one or number two. If it was so terrible in California, no one would live there. Why do so many people live there? It's got to be pretty good for that many people to live there. It's like people who say, New York's terrible.
Yeah, California, a population of 39 million, almost 40 million people in 2024.
Is it the number one? Is it the number one state?
Yeah, most populated state by a landslide.
Yeah.
Almost 10 million people more than Texas, and Texas is like triple
gigantic.
The size.
Yeah, if it was so awful, people wouldn't live there.
And then Florida at number 3.
In Florida, people will say the same thing. It's crazy. There's a bunch of lunatics. Let's go to the phones.
Oh, boy, here we go.
K-Bear, you're live on the show. Please keep that in mind. Who's this?
This is JD. Love your show. And what do you mean by that? Oh, boy, here we go, Peaches.
I didn't see the caller ID, JD. I thought somebody was calling to complain, and then they'll hang up so they can't argue with us type of thing. JD is a great guy.
I think we're handling it pretty well.
Why would I argue with you? I mean, if you guys can't handle it, then get out.
Yeah, like
remember, if you go somewhere else, you ain't got me.
That's right.
See?
And see, JD knows us. He knows me.
JD's irreplaceable.
He knows I've got people, friends and family of all different walks of life and all different types of thought processes. I wouldn't tell any of them to get out because no one type of person represents everyone in this state. It's a very diverse state. Whether people whether people want to admit it or not, there are a lot of different type of people here. So
for sure.
We all need to be friends and work together, everybody. Quit telling people to leave, just because they don't think like you. It's stupid.
I know.
Because I ain't leaving. The more people tell me to leave, the longer I'll stay and the louder I'll be.
Exactly.
The only thing I don't like is when they complain. They get here and they complain the whole time they're here. They want to change it. I'm like, don't change it. You moved here because it's wonderful the way it is.
Yeah, I think we should change some things, but that's from a lifelong resident. So, yeah.
I moved here because I'm looking at the guy that hired me.
I'm a lifelong resident, and I'm about 20 years older than you. And I like it. I like the diversity here. I like the seasons.
I don't know about the
JD
seasons.
Can stand it. You can too, Victor. Come on.
Yeah, JD's tougher than me. He works out in this stuff.
Right.
And I'll admit it. I can't hang. I'm a wuss. So I should get out.
A lot of outdoorsy people here that are quite tough.
But we need DJs too, so it's okay.
All right. Well, I'm here to stay for now, even though
I know you are.
Some folks are like, "Ooh, that Californian guy," and it's like, no, wait a minute, no way. My family are a bunch of cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, this side of the state's pretty open-minded and diverse. The other side of the state's the one that's getting messed up by those other people.
See, that's what people say, but if you look at the numbers, Boise's not being overrun by liberals.
No, it's not. No, it's not liberals. It's just actually, it's just retirees.
Now, there's been a ton of news articles about it. Pretty much everybody who's moving here is very, very conservative. That's the facts. Whether people want to, I don't know why they don't embrace it, because they're like, why don't you get out and go back to California? And you're like, well, they're the people coming here because they like the conservative policies of Idaho. You should be embracing them. Peaches is one of them. Far right.
Hey, wait a minute.
I love that big dude. I loved our conversation about him earlier when my grandson says, "Who in the world is Peaches?"
Well, now hopefully he knows.
Yeah, he's a great big goon. Big tall goon.
I love the Reddit post someone made about me saying Peaches on K-Bear said everyone from Idaho was dumb or something like that.
Just totally took you out of context.
And everyone in the comments was like, who names a dude Peaches?
You're going to take a guy named Peaches seriously?
Right. It's an ongoing joke. Come on now.
That's funny stuff.
You should have seen the look on Patrick's face from Ice Nine Kills when he's like, "Oh, Peaches is coming to pick you up," and then sure enough, I pull up in this tiny little vehicle for him.
Here's a peach for you, buddy.
Well, good to hear from you, JD.
You too, guys, man. Keep it going. It's great. Love your show.
Thanks,
you too,
man.
Peaches.
Stay warm out there, JD. I don't want you to freeze up.
I'm trying, buddies. We'll talk to you soon.
Right on. Peace. All right. That probably went on way too long. Just be good to one another, everybody. All right? We're all a big team here, okay? We all can work together. All right. Starting to see way too many of these kind of questions online. Hey, gamers who are 30 plus. You ever find yourself going back to the games in your prime years? Like, hang on. The 30s, when I was in my 30s, it probably was my prime years, right? What are prime years? In general, but also what are prime years of gaming? Yeah? If I think about the game I have played the most in my life, I'm pretty sure it's Red Dead Part 2. Pretty sure. And that game came out, like 7 years ago or something? I don't know. A while ago. 7 or 8 years. Only game I've played through to 100% completion that I'm aware of. I mean, were your teens your prime years? The problem is when I go back and play most of the games from my teens, I'm like, oh, these games kind of suck. A lot of old games just don't stand the test of time. Like, I'll see people talk about we're in the worst era of gaming. There's only a few good games every year. Yeah, go back and check out some of the classics from, like, Nintendo 64. There's only a few good games, period, on these old systems. Were my prime gaming years the NES days? I'll still fire up some Contra every now and again, or Super Mario Brothers 3. They're still good games, so yeah, I guess I do go back, but I don't know, my prime gaming years, to me, feel like the most recent years. Because, I've got the awesome big TV. If you're my age, when you were growing up, you were playing games on a crappy little CRT TV. And that sucks compared to playing on a giant flat screen. It just does. So, yeah, could we not talk about people who are 30 plus as past their prime? Come on. I mean, I'm 42. I don't want to feel that old. And I play modern games. Well, I guess the one I'm playing through right now is a few years old. The Last of Us Part 2. My problem is I'm kind of cheap. All right, there are new games I would like to play, but I'm a bargain shopper. All right? I would love to pick up Alan Wake 2 remastered for the PS5. I saw that game at the store the other day, and I believe it was $80. $80! Like, because I have that game on the PC, bought it real cheap on sale, but I like playing my PS5 better than my PC. I know it's a major first world problem. Oh, I have a game, but I'd have to drag my computer down to play it in front of my big TV. Yeah, don't let the internet make you feel old because you're 30 plus. 30's like nothing. And every older person I've talked to tends to tell me that each decade for them was better than the previous. I would say it's probably that way for me because you learn a lot of lessons in life. You learn how to do life better. Well, I mean, it's probably not that way for everyone, but I had a blast in my teens, had a blast in my 20s, had a blast in my 30s. I'm still having a pretty good time right now, you know? You know, despite all the aggravations in the world, I still will always say we're living in the best times ever. Due to technology, medical advances, things like that. No way I'd want to go live back in like the 50s. They didn't even have video games in the 50s. Boo! We used to play jacks. Yeah, you know, we'd get the bouncy ball. We'd play jacks and hopscotch. It was better back in... No. Trust me. It is much better now if you're into not being bored anyway. The Victor Wilt Show, joined by Jade Davis. Jade bringing content to the show. Thank you for helping.
Other than broken trucks and transmitters and...
Well, I'd rather that you assist me here than me assist you there. It wasn't too bad because the tow driver showed up like right when I got there.
You weren't sitting on the side of the freeway for 35, 40 minutes like
I get a little bit nervous sitting on the side of the freeway. Like, you know, what if some idiot runs into me while I'm sitting here waiting for the tow?
Yep.
You know, it's nerve-wracking out on that old highway. People go really fast out there.
You know what's really fun is when you try and pick up the tire that flew off, and then your back goes out, and then you fall down in the middle of the road and try and crawl yourself out of the middle of the road before you get ran over.
Jade Davis did not have a very good day yesterday.
And it's -8.
It was so
So
cold
you're
out.
freezing to the road.
Hey,
back spasming.
Extreme frigid cold weather might be one of the responses to this question, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Why do men just stare out windows?
It's peaceful.
I got thinking about it. I'm like, I guess I do just kind of look out the window sometimes and not really thinking about anything. I mean, most of the time it's like, where's the cat? You know, is she out there?
Or where's that squirrel? I know you're out there.
Watching squirrels? I do that as well.
I stared out my window on Sunday for a good 20 minutes watching 4 squirrels just do squirrel stuff.
Dude, I totally get it. And sometimes I'm like, I wonder if the neighbors behind me think I'm like peeping at them or something. Like, no, I'm just checking out the backyard.
You have Peaches over? You peeping with Peaches?
No, just peeping by myself. Because now that I had to chop down some of those trees, you know, I can see a couple of the neighbors' windows from my back door. So it's like, all right, I'm not looking at you. I swear, I'm just looking at the squirrels and cats. Or the snow that's out there that I don't want to go shovel off the deck.
Yep, sometimes that. Or in the summer. Look at that lawn. That's a good-looking lawn.
I have checked out some lawns, but usually I'm like...
Or that neighbor's lawn looks better than mine.
Yeah.
I will put him down!
That's the angle that I always have. Mine's not the worst yet, is it? Because I live next to a bunch of retirees, and they got nothing to do but make their lawns look great, you know? But it's not the worst lawn in the neighborhood, so I'm still doing okay for now. Yeah.
This was a video that I ran across of two dude DJs talking about something they ran across on Reddit. It was things that guys do that girls don't understand. And one of them was guys will just stare aimlessly out a window doing nothing other than staring. Yeah. What are you doing?
And we asked Chantel if she would just stare out a window, and she's like, no. Why would I do that?
And Josh's like, oh, yeah, I do it all the time. Just turn off, not think about anything.
Yeah, I tried to find, because I would assume these guys pulled it from a Reddit thread. By the way, shout out to Chris Hayes, who was in that video. Chris Purple Hayes. Oh. Yeah, that's a pretty good radio name, using his real name, I believe.
One of the other questions they ran across, I'm trying by memory here, was you'll go and have a whole weekend with your dude buddies, and when you get back, the lady will ask you, so how are they doing? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
what'd you do?
Then girls will hang out together, and in 5 minutes they'll know everything, what their electrolytes are, and
like
what they had for lunch last Tuesday. And
no, when the dudes show up, you just start insulting each other.
Yeah. And we don't know anything about our dude friends.
Yeah, no idea what they've been up to, and then
and don't care.
Yeah. Hope it's all going okay for you. Don't dump it on me. All right. Yeah, and dudes, when we hang out, you could even ask us afterward, like, well, what'd you do?
I don't
know.
We stared out windows.
Precisely. Thank you again for tuning in to The Victor Welch Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.